Morning. Looks like we've got a bunch of folks coming on right now. We'll go here in just about 2 minutes. I've opened up the chat. See who all's here. Jeff, Bob, Stacy, Sloan, Twyla. Hey, Twyla, Johnny, Ron, Dorothy, Bill Horn. Welcome. This is coming directly from WBUF, the Buffalo on your dial. You notice the chat box over there on the right. Can you all hear me? Let me know. You cannot hear me. Okay, let's see what's going on here. We've got some new technology, and don't know why you couldn't. Can you hear me now? Make sure you're thanks, Bob. Is anyone else having a problem besides Sloan? So you can all hear me now. Good. We're going to get started. There'll be other folks coming in, I'm sure, but I don't want to keep you all waiting. Of course, today we're going to be talking about the Medi-Share plan, which is a biblically based program, and you will see coming up on your screen here in just a second the brochure for Medi-Share. We're going to go through this briefly, and want to ask, can everyone see this on your screen now? We should be ready to go now. In looking at this, it says, "Welcome to the healthcare choice Christians can believe in." Uh, this is a biblically based program, and what we talk about is it's a new way of thinking for healthcare. First off, we've got to understand that this is not insurance. This is a healthcare ministry. And each month, uh, your share, or in our terms, premium, and we're going to go through all these terms, is matched with another's eligible bill. That's called publishing. And they facilitate the sharing of everything. In other words, they have a third party administrator, as we would know. But they have been doing this now for over 20 years. The as they say, is trusting the Lord to provide in their time of need. Since 1993, they have had more than $1.2 billion of member healthcare expenses have been shared and discounted. And it's much more. They encourage their members to pray for each other. So you can see this is biblically based, and you will see that more and more as we go through here. As they say, as Christians making a difference. I know you saw a couple of the short clips that I had in the registration. They will continue. There are several of those obviously made to make people comfortable with what's going on here. As I said, and we will see this several times, that this is not insurance, and they have a completely different terminology. It's not a premium, it's a share. And we'll see more and more of that as we go through. Now, what I'm going to do over here, I am going to put up over on the right side, you will see this brochure that you can download during our while we're doing this. If you want to click on that, it'll download. It may come up with a Dropbox login. Just X out of that, and you can get this, and you'll have this for yourself. As this states, that this lady had 5 months of chemo, 6 weeks of radiation, had a bill of $160,000, and virtually all of it was paid through Medi-Share. Affordable. We will go through in a little bit their share calculator. And you'll see the share amounts are very, very impressive. That's about all I can say. So it's at least, they say, half the cost. In some cases, it may be even more, especially when you're comparing this to Obamacare. It's good stewardship. And it's got flexible options. As they say, they're honoring God's choice to help people out through this ministry. It's also, when you look, it is exempt from Obamacare. There are a few of these ministries out there. This is the only one that I know of that is offering. Well, there's one other that's offering the availability for us to promote it, and so when you're talking to people, you can tell them that they will not be penalized. Any of these healthcare ministries that were in place before 1999 were exempt. And Medi-Share has been around, as you saw, since 1993. And as I said, it's a ministry. A lot of people will, you want to call it a cooperative or something like that. It's not. It is a ministry. That is the way that they talk about it. Another way that they feel about this is that they're doing what they're supposed to do. And as she says here, she's putting her money where her faith is. So how do you use it? Well, essentially, it's just like what we're used to seeing. PHCS is the network. They have over 135 or 700,000 doctors, and I mean everybody's pretty familiar with PHCS. They were Assurant or started by Assurant years ago. Phenomenal network. So that shouldn't be a problem. But it's like anything else. You show your card. You have a $35 copay for a specialist or a primary care physician. You have a $135 emergency room visit copay. And then you have what we call our AHP, which is the annual household portion. We could relate this to a deductible. And they have 7 different programs or 7 different deductibles or annual household portions, available for use. And we'll see those in just a second. The members can, they present their card. And once they have satisfied their annual household portion, 100% of the eligible bills will be published to the members for sharing. And that's, when I say published, that doesn't mean there's going to be a newsletter that says John Doe has a claim this month of $50. It's just going to be notifying the member that their share is going to help a person. Now we get down here to the options. You'll see that we have flexible share amounts, and you're looking here at their annual household portions. This is the amount that the people are required to pay, just like we would speak in terms of a deductible if this was an insurance product. They also have a plan for seniors, people on Medicare. I'm not really impressed with it, but from that standpoint, I think that this is, we've got better plans for seniors. Let's put it that way, as far as their coverage goes. But you'll notice we have 7 deductibles, or annual household portions. $500 is only available to single people of 18 to 29. And you've got a $1,250, $2,500, as you can see here, all the way up to $10,000 as far as your share is concerned. Now, when you sign up, and we'll see this in just a minute, but as far as the steps that you go through, there'll be a basic rate that you can see on the calculator. once you sign up, you will have an extensive medical questionnaire to complete, and it's it determines your health situation. You will not be rejected unless you smoke. They do not accept smokers. Uh, but if your body mass index is good, you're essentially a very healthy person. You're gonna get 20% off of your share. On the other side of it, if you do have something going on, as they say, uh, something like diabetes or heart disease or something like that, then you are going to be required to enter into a coaching arrangement, and you will pay an additional $80 a month until you graduate. So if you're overweight and you need to lose weight, they will put you in this program. And this, if you decline going into the program, then you will not be able to be part of Medi-Share. They want to see you get healthy. It's more than just a program where you can, it's available to you. You are required to participate in what they call the Health Partnership Program. So uh, you can see where they're going with this. They're taking and making changes that will create a situation to hold down the expenses that are related to illnesses. And by doing this, they're able to keep their um, shares very, very competitive. And you also have to know they do not cover pre-existing conditions for 36 months. So if you've got somebody who's very unhealthy, then you'll have to find another outlet for them. Uh, and 6 months worth of prescription drugs uh, will apply to your um, annual household portion. And they offer you a discount drug card, but do not pay uh, for medications except in the event of some very serious illnesses such as cancer and heart attack, stroke, in situations like that. And then they will make adjustments to cover those. But there again, this is not an insurance policy. Something else that comes along with this, and you also have, this would be considered what they call MANA, lost income sharing. It's essentially a 12-month, as they call, short-term loss of income. We would call it short-term disability. $14 a share. And with that, you would get $2,200 a month. Now, and you can go all the way up to $13,200 a month, and that would cost you $84 plus a $10 admin fee for $94 a month. Now, I don't know where you can get a monthly income replacement up to $13,200 for $94 a month. So now, qualifications to join the plan. I'm going to take the offer down for the brochure. Hopefully everybody's gotten it. If not, let us know. I'm going to open up the chat room so that if you've got questions, go ahead and let me know what they are, and we'll discuss those here in a minute once we get through the brochure. So, as they say, to qualify, that you have a verifiable Christian testimony indicating a personal relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ. and that you attend the fellowship of believers and regularly and actively support that ministry. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to ask you what church you go to and how often you go, and so forth. What it means is that they want to know that you believe in Christ. It's very, very simple. That you share the convictions of your believers, that you believe in the doctrine that our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, and that members must not engage in sex outside of traditional biblical marriage, which is a union of one man and one woman. Cannot use tobacco, illegal drugs in any form, or abuse legal drugs and alcohol. I mean, pretty straightforward. Be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident with a Visa green card and a Social Security number who lives full-time in the United States. But if you run across somebody who is in a working abroad in a missionary, there is a possibility to get them covered as well. Next to that, you'll see their statement of faith. If you're Catholic, it's the Apostles' Creed, essentially. And you know that from grade school. All right, how to join. You go to mychristiancare.org and you have a share calculator. Now, once you get contracted, you will have your own portal. I don't know if it's going to be mychristiancare.org/Mike Brown or whatever it's going to be. It's going to be a portal for you to enroll your folks. Everything is done online. I've not seen any paper application at all. So everything is done over the phone. As we said before, they complete the application and you send it in with a $50 application fee. I guess you can do it on the phone, call them, but we want to work through our own personal portals. Now, once the application is received, as I said, you will have a complete, comprehensive online medical questionnaire. And this is going to decide whether or not you're going to have to go into their healthcare partnership program or stay at a standard rate or get the healthy discount. And for young families who are young and healthy, 20% off the premiums on top. They're not premiums, they're shares, excuse me. Will make a significant difference for these folks. Once you've been approved, then you will open up your personal sharing account. It's the American Christian Credit Union. They will administrate everything from there. It's a very, very easy process. So then you submit your first month's premium. Don't have any feedback as far as how long does it take. I'm certain if it's like anything else, it's probably going to take 2 to 4 weeks. Any questions? I'm going to move now to and drop down, and we will look at the share calculator. Give me just a second. And let me see here. All right, we're going to have it up here on the screen. This is the share calculator. I want to, Bob asked, What is the commission? The commission is 6% first year, 2% second year, 1% first year. I mean, third year. They don't pay more than 3 years. Uh, and Ron wants to know about how in other words, Ron asked, what was the 6 month meds being included in the AHP? How does that work? They give you a discount card, but what they're saying is that 6 months of your drug cost will also apply to your annual household portion. Now, understand that the AHP, or annual household portion, is uh, for the whole family. It is kind of like the what would we call it? The HSA deductible. It's not a specific for one person. It's an aggregate for the whole, for everyone covered under the plan. So what they're saying is that 6 months of the cost of your drugs will also apply to your household portion. It was indicated to me that 6 months of your drugs would be covered if you have satisfied your annual household portion. But I have not been able to verify that. So I will be checking on that. And some of these things, I mean, we've got a pretty good idea of how it works, but we're still looking at various questions. And of course, you all are going to have more questions. All right, let's see now. We're here at the share calculator, and you can see that what the options are for your deductibles. So we go over here, and let me see here. The share calculator is here. And we will select, let's look at a family of 3 or more. Let's say that the birth date of this person is, let's just say January 1st or January 1st, 1975. Okay. That makes them 75. It's 85, 95, 205, 41 years old. So we got a 41-year-old family. And let's look at the share amounts. As you can see, if they took a $2,500 deductible, your cover, or deductible, excuse me, annual household portion, they are $579 a month. If they're a healthy family, it could be cut to $482. Now that's not bad. As you see the calculations, we have down here some fees, $50 non-refundable application fee. New members pay a one-time flat fee that is paid of $120, and that does not, the senior assist doesn't include, but we're not really concerned with that. There is another $5 fee for the credit union for setting up your share account. So, and if we look at here, annual household portion, just to review, it's the dollar amount that the household must pay toward their eligible expenses. Of course, you pay a $35 fee if you go to a doctor. That does not count towards your annual household portion. Now, and talks about here It covers once it's paid. It covers 100% of the medical bills, and the $500 AHP does not include maternity. Now, if you remember, the $500 AHP is only available to single people, so they're not going to cover maternity if you're out of if you're not married. Bob says, do you know if the $120 member fee and the $15 are for each member? No, it's for the whole group. It has to do with the application. And so we look down here. Your standard monthly fee is a $5. But if you do electronic statements, I guess it drops to $2. As far as administration, the portion, the standard monthly share includes administrative portion, which is the dollar amount of the monthly share that is transferred to CCM. So it is included in there, the $5 fee. Your healthy monthly share, as it says, determined by body mass index and blood pressure. You may apply and qualify for the health incentive during the application process. However, the health incentive cannot be applied after your first month of sharing. So there will be the way I would understand it is there will be a way for you to notify them that you want to, and you will have to support this with doctor records to show that you do not have high blood pressure and that your body mass index is within their guidelines. And at this point in time, we don't have their guidelines. In some certain health conditions like high cholesterol, excess weight, or diabetes, it is mandatory that you enter the Health Partner Program, and that's an additional $80 a month. And you will pay that as long as you are in the program. Now, I am going to put up over here an offer for you to download, and that is going to be the contracting. So let's put up the contracts over here, and I need you to download those and to get it back to us. So you'll see that popping up over here on the right in just a second. So while the contract is up there for you to download, we're going to make a move over to our training, which I'm not going to go through completely because you can do it yourself. There is a training involved, and you have to take a certification test. Excuse me just a minute because I'm trying to move some stuff around here. And while I'm doing this, I hope you're downloading your contracts so that you can complete those and send them in to us. But let's see here. Stop. Let me do some screen sharing here. Let me get something up here. All righty. Here we go. Okay. You'll see coming up on your screen what they call their financial certification, Health Trust Financial Certification Package. Health Trust Financial is the national marketing organization for Medi-Share. I would also mention that Medi-Share is an endorsed product with Dave Ramsey. So it's something that people will have heard about. But I think that it creates a real opportunity for us to find these healthy young families that cannot afford the cost related to Obamacare. Also, with respect to the premiums, we're seeing Blue Cross coming out with a 62% rate increase. We're seeing Cigna, the only two carriers we have, they have a 42% rate increase. They weren't competitive last year. So it's going to make it very, very, very difficult for families. And even those who have what I would call mild pre-existing conditions, thing that they can manage themselves and have managed themselves and have them, that they could be a candidate as well. Other places where you might want to market, if you have any connections in the church community, I understand they are coming with a group plan in a few months that will be designed specifically for churches, but you can write it on anyone who is a Christian. So it'll be designed for small groups, probably two for smaller churches up to maybe 25 or something like that. So we'll see that coming soon. I hope everyone has downloaded their contract so that you can get that completed and filled out. I believe it is fillable. And of course, you want to, after completing it, signing it, you want to shoot that over here to Susan and Katie so that they can get things done. Now, with regard to what you're looking at here with the Medi-Share training, and I'm going to put this up here in a minute. I'm going to give everybody a good chance to get their contracts downloaded. And I'll put this over here. We have a summary of everything that we've talked about that you'll see. The annual household portions, as you can see, PHCS, we've been through all this. I don't want to take your time. As it says, prescriptions costs go toward the annual household for 6 months if need is related to a new injury accident. Obviously, they don't if it's a pre-existing condition. And everybody does get a discount card. They have included a national discount program for dental and vision. It's at no extra cost, included in the plan. You have included in the plan MD Live, which is where you can talk to a doctor in lieu of, at no extra cost, 24/7 by video or phone. These are for non-emergency situations, and as I understand it, they can prescribe drugs. Maternity costs will be shared by 100% by the members if conception occurs after the membership began and the annual household portion has been met. And as far as, it's been a long time since I've been involved in a birth of a kid. I know Josh is about ready to have his second. But apparently this global billing means that pregnancies have one provider fee of $35, and that includes the prenatal visits, hospital stay, delivery fees, and checkup of the mother following delivery. Um, and of course, as we said before, there's the $500 deductible does not get uh, maternity coverage, obviously, because you can only get it if you're single, and they're not going to cover a baby uh, born out of wedlock. ACA penalties, there's no penalty for. So then we've got here, you see some questions and answers, some things that need to be looked at, and you'll need to study this uh, before you can take your test, and you also will need to have it open when you take your test. Believe me, it's 75 questions. A lot of them are related to your relationship with God, uh, but a whole lot of them are related to the actual uh, plan itself. Uh, and as we talked about prescriptions a minute ago, but they have a where you can actually look up and see what the cost of your prescriptions would be. Uh, these four anchors. Number one, Medi-Share is not insurance. Member share is voluntary. There's no guarantees because it's not insurance, and members are notified of their sharing with the publishing we spoke about earlier. They have to be stated in every presentation. And they give you down here a sample of the four presentation. Medi-Share is not insurance. It's a sharing ministry. Medi-Share has no obligation to pay any member's medical bills from Medi-Share's own funds. The members all share voluntarily, and there are no guarantees from other members or from Medi-Share. Medi-Share notifies each member household once a month, providing the names of the other members that the household has been matched to share with that month. That has to be stated, so you might as well memorize it. And so with that in mind, you just need to make sure that people understand this is not insurance. Now they paid bills for people since 1993, over 1.2 billion. The way they've got this set up to eliminate pre-existing conditions, to require certain situations to be attended to, such as being overweight or high cholesterol. You start eating right, doing things, exercising, get all that down, then you can go to a standard rate. So, and then the last thing that they have here, well, it's not the last thing, but the proper terminology. You've got to start thinking differently. It's not a deductible, it's an annual household portion. Then they define it. So you've got all these co-pays or provider fees. It's not a claim, it's a bill. There's no guarantees. It's not a health insurance plan. It's a bill sharing ministry. It's it's not an explanation of benefits. It's an explanation of sharing. We cannot confuse this or make people or have them think that they are buying an insurance policy. That's not what you want to do. I'm going to take the contracts down in just a few minutes so that I can put this up and you can download it. Of course, I'll be putting these out on the website in the members section, so that if you haven't, then you'll be able to download them from there as well. But if you want to get your contract downloaded, I'm going to take this down in about 2 or 3 minutes. So we have other definitions, questions and answers. All these are on the test. and you can see this is what you're going to be doing your studying from. So let me take down the contracts and put up the training. Okay, you'll see the training over on the right. You can download that, and I want to leave that up there for just a few minutes, so that you all can grab that off of here, and then I will reopen it for questions. I can't do both of them at the same time, so we'll go from there. Let me get this back up here. Um, so um, that's the program, folks. I would probably be good if everyone, if you have questions, go through this information. If you have questions, send them over to me. That's mikeb.bigllc@gmail. Send those over to me. I can answer probably a lot of them, but there's no reason for me to make 15 calls when I can send a list of questions to our contact. I don't want everybody calling. They're awfully busy right now doing contracts and trying to get everything going. This is a new venture for Medi-Share. They are very strict on the use of the term Medi-Share. We want to call it a Christian ministry. Once in a conversation with people, we can talk about Medi-Share. Don't put it on Facebook or do any mass emails at this point in time. They do not want that kind of, in their mind, it's not for everyone. And in their mind, it's not for every agent. So we have to think in terms of protecting the program. All too often, we get too excited about an opportunity and inadvertently we screw it up. It happened early in the Medicare days, free insurance, knocking on doors, doing all the things that we are now restricted from doing. And usually, rules don't. I can remember in high school, my French teacher, she said, "There's no rules until we have to make a rule," and that's what happens. And we've seen this too many times in our industry. We kill the goose that lays the golden egg. And I think with the situation that Obamacare is in, this is an outstanding opportunity. So hopefully you've got that downloaded now. I'm going to close that up and see. I'll open up for a few minutes the chat area. Ron asked, is there an advance? I'm not sure about that. I've not even asked them if there is an advance. But the chat line is open. If you have a question, we can address a few of those. And at that time, if there aren't any questions and you can think of them after going through this information, shoot them over here to me. What I'll do is organize them and respond to everyone with the with the answers. But uh, we can probably come up with most of them. Probably be several that we'll have to get and have questions on. I've tried to think of a lot of things, but there are going to be some obviously that we haven't thought of. So that's all I've got to say this morning from WBUF. We hope that you have enjoyed and have learned something this morning. Get your contracts in. Obviously, there are a lot of people being contracted for this because there are no restrictions on where you can sell it. They're looking to make sure that you don't have anything in your history that would keep them from. And in fact, because this is not an insurance product, you don't even have to be licensed to sell it. But they are requiring that, obviously, so that you have basic information of our healthcare industry. And we need to get that in. But no, you'll be able to sell this anywhere in the country. And because anywhere PHCS is with 700,000 members, that's a lot. They'll be there. With that, I will say I see no more questions coming through. With that, I will say good night, and I hope you have a great day. We look forward to hearing from you and getting your contracts in. And if anything I can do to help you, Susan, Josh, Katie, anybody else around here, let us know. We appreciate your business. We appreciate all you've done for us. And we appreciate the fact that you're helping us to grow Buffalo Insurance and create a brand that we can all be proud of, because we're certainly proud of you guys. So you all take care. Thanks a bunch and have a great day.